Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company here, answering your plant and garden questions. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You brought a little plant along?
Okay, so this is a stapelia, and it's a carrion plant.
Eats meat.
It eats bugs.
Okay.
Yeah, bugs. And it's also called starfish flower. I don't know if you can see. Whoops. There. Goodbye, gourd. So it splits open kind of like a... Yeah.
Like a Venus flytrap sort of thing.
Yes, and it's got the little hairs inside, and it splits open kind of like a balloon flower, like a platycodon. So that's how it opens up. Somebody poked it in the store, so that's why it looks kind of weird. But likes a really sunny spot and a little bit dry. Thrives on benign neglect.
And some bugs.
But some bugs, and it's a little furry, like antlers.
Good for Halloween.
That's what I thought.
All right, let's get to the questions. Dawn wants to know what kind of products do you recommend for spraying, applying insecticides when bringing plants inside the house from outside?
So, Dawn, the best thing to do is to use insecticidal soap. I know a lot of people make it themselves, but when your plants are kind of tender, sometimes the acid ratio in the soap is different. So there are a number of insecticidal soaps that are made for plants. So I would get that. And then a systemic that you can put in the soil, so you would get rid of any eggs that might be hanging around. Put your plants in the sink or in the bathtub, spray them down really well, let it drip, and you probably have to treat them 2 or 3 times.
Okay, good luck. Sheila wants to know, she has a stilby. She wants to move to a shadier location. Can I do it now, she asks? Also, I have black and blue salvia that she would like to save for next year. Will it survive the winter in the ground? What should she do?
So let's start with the black and blue salvia. That is an annual here. It is perennial in some places, but not here. So you're gonna have to bring it in to maybe, you might try wintering it over in your garage in a pot, but in the ground it's not gonna survive. And then as far as, what was the other one? I forgot. She's moving a stilby. First thing in the spring, as soon as you start to see those leaves come out of the ground, that's when you're gonna wanna move it.
Not now.
Not now. It will not be happy.
All right, this viewer has a little quick fire pinnacle hydrangea with flowers still on it. I wonder if I should cut the flowers off now. How far down? And when I prune in the spring, how far down can I prune without losing the new blooms?
So panicled hydrangeas, or Hydrangea paniculata, and there are a lot of varieties out, they bloom on new wood. So you don't have to worry about pruning, the timing of pruning. Some people like to leave those panicled flower clusters on the plant during the winter. It's kind of attractive. Some people like to cut them off and dry them. But when you're talking about how far you're going to want to cut back, just cut back to a pair of leaf buds. They're really apparent on panicled hydrangea, but you don't need to worry about that affecting bloom for that summer.
So you could do it now, or
you could do it now or do it in the spring.
All right, Jeff wants to know, he has lots of his tulips rotted out last winter. They're in clay soil. What's the best soil to use? So
tulips are going to like good drainage. So when you watch your yard in the spring, the last place that it is where there's still snow on the ground, that's not where you want them. That's a cold spot, and it tends to be kind of wet. All your water drains there. So if you've got a place, you might want to berm them up a little bit. So plant them not quite as deep, but then put soil up over top. That might help if you don't have another spot.
All right, quickly, Linda and Jeff have a burning bush that doesn't burn.
Yes.
Doesn't turn red.
Some of those older burning bush, what they would just call the regular burning bush, or what we used to call compact, that get quite big, they're not super reliable for fall color, especially in a shady spot. The newer varieties like Chicago Fire or Rudy Hague, or there's one called Moses, those are much more reliable for the fall color in a really shady spot.
Okay, we are out of time. Thank you all for writing. Oh, trim hostas now or later?
I did mine yesterday.
Okay,
well, I take that back. Harvey did them yesterday.
All right, there you go.